Kris, thank you again for answering a few questions for us. So money and having enough of it to enjoy life is an interest to many. So how can we achieve more financial abundance in our life?
Indeed, with this one, we could spend many hours, workshops and books and tools. Suffice it to say that again, we must revert to the frame of mind, the state of your mind. So if you think you're attracting money by worrying that you do not have enough money, that your bank account is nearly zero, that you are living from paycheck to paycheck, you are not concentrating or paying any attention to attracting any abundance of any kind, but instead drawing a lack of. Which is a phenomenal state of mind to be in if that is where you want to be in. And we might even be so bold as to say that for many people it appears that this is a desired state because it is conditioned. So whether you call them beliefs or something else, always the expectation is there that at any moment, any small amount of affluence that you may have, even down to your last penny, will be sucked out of your pocket. Because that is what you are concentrating on. Does that make sense?
That does.
So what do you do instead? You can begin by building up a deep set of convictions and attitude and expectation that even though you do not presently see any physical evidence that you have 10 more cents to your name, that you expect it to appear within your reality at any time. The doors are open.
So how do we do that? By just telling ourselves it?
First of all, by no longer focusing upon the lack of, but instead shift over to the expectation that there is abundance coming to you. And it may not come when you insist it does, but that you know it is around the corner. And begin to look for evidence even of the slightest. Perhaps to your surprise, you will find a quarter on the street. Perhaps to your surprise, somebody may say to you, a friend, relative, who knows, may say to you, look it, I have some extra. I am happy to share with you. It must begin somewhere. You must prime the pump somewhere. Even if you have to give yourself a quarter, $1, $10, $100. Give it. Allow it to come into your life in the most simple terms possible and build upon that. But you must start in what you call a realistic fashion. You cannot go from living on the streets expecting that tomorrow morning all the gold in Fort Knox will be delivered to your cardboard home. Because you have too many expectations that contradict that kind of reality from appearing with you. So you must start by cleaning house of that which produces the lack of, by concentrating on that which produces affectations to the new reality that you are inviting. It is a powerful message because the same also applies to health. And we will say to you that diseases do not exist. You are pure spirit soul, you are pure energy. You believe that somehow or other your soul, your energy has been trapped or imprisoned in a matter form, something dense and inferior to spirit. But that is not the case. Your bodies can and have always been attuned to your mind. Pay attention, attuned to your mind. So if your mind is in itself attuned to source, then how can you have any dis-ease? Because dis-ease exists within the mind. The mind, again, that state of mind, is responsible for your experience of the universe. It is the universe. So in your mind, when you are nicely attuned to Source, you are not attuned to lack of health. You are attuned to abundance of health. Does that make sense to you?
So I'm not sure if I understand. I experienced breast cancer a few years ago.
Indeed.
So does that mean that I was not attuned?
You were, in one way or another, like many, many individuals, tapped into the conditioned state that somehow, at any corner, at any moment of the day, you might become a victim of diseases, even of your own body, going haywire on you, fighting you, even against your own best interest. So what we are saying is that you can reverse all of those situations by making certain that the state of your mind is free of those situations you do not want to deal with, which in some cases may necessitate dealing with your own inner shadows. Those unpleasant, distasteful inner experiences that you keep within your mind. Imagine, if you will, like many people, under your sink, you have a garbage pail, a composting pail of some kind. Imagine that you just keep putting stuff in there, but you never empty it. You keep putting the garbage, you keep putting food waste, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year. What will happen to that which exists under the sink?
It rots.
Indeed, it will become festering and dangerous and toxic. So throughout many people's lives, there are all manner of emotional situations that are never explored properly, and they are shoved deep into your so-called unconscious, basically into your emotional bodies. So you call them pain bodies. They are never properly addressed or treated. These fester. The body is then responding to the mind state. So it creates a situation to try and draw your attention. Look here. You have put something there that is in discord with the rest of the body. It is creating havoc. It is making a storm. Pay attention, please. And then the human being goes, go away, you're bad. So you stomp on it a little bit more, so you can make room for other refuse, waste, biological products. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. Yes, thank you.
And yet, within the core of your being is a deep, deep well of love. We're not talking puppy love. We are talking love. And that you have somehow or other learned to mistrust. That if you allow that love, somehow or other it may disappear, may be taken from you. Because you base that often on Hollywood and Bollywood. Your lives have become reflections of movies. So you have become caricatures of caricatures. You are such powerful beings that you can transform all of that. You can transform the universe, because the universe is your state of mind. And when you can transform your state of mind, your experience of the universe is completely changed. So you have at your disposal a great power.